Now, I'm not saying I was right, because that's fucked up. You don't need to hear I was right. You don't need to hear that. You shouldn't care about that. I done fucked up my audio settings. I have no idea how this video is gonna come out. Whatever. We here with it, right? We here with it. That's all that matters.
All my mods who are not cultured at all, stop dick riding. I don't want to hear, like, when I'm asking general questions, I'm not asking y'all niggas. Stop dick riding. Y'all niggas is black. You're black. You're just black.
Just be yourself and hit them with hey. Also, I just bought the Anarchy hoodie yesterday. Can't wait. Finna resubscribe in a little W female viewer. Big 2 months December 9th.
Thank you so much. Bro, you're just fully American. You're African American, bro. That's it. How was that see you in 30? That wasn't an insult. That was strictly, you're black. You're not Trinidadian. You're not Jamaican. You're not African. You're not word. You're not Ghanaian. You're not Dominican. You're not Puerto Rican. You're not Cuban.
So, I hate to be that guy, but in some form or fashion, people who say, I hate to be that guy are fucking lying. They love being that guy. So let's assume I'm fucking lying. I have tried multiple times to corner and cultivate my criticisms towards Cenat's rise, because I can absolutely understand that at one point or another, Twitch is by far and by large funded by viewers like you. So to ever alienate the conversation and say that somehow his success is not deserved is never where my criticism should or will ever go. I have been talking about a principle for a long time now. And I think now is the perfect time that, since I have a little bit of momentum when it comes to putting out these pieces. Yeah, that's right. If you're seeing this video, I uploaded it the day I did it. Don't ask how. You know how I did it. Anyway, this principle has existed in capitalism's entirety of existence. Finite resources. I want to talk to you about two types of finite resources and why I find such a problem with what I just watched. Everyone knows that the first finite resource is time. No matter how much you try to escape it, the clock comes for you. Sorry if that's morbid. Sorry if you were unable or not ready to face that just right yet. Too bad, you're in here now. What I find as a travesty is that experiences in life can give you one of two pathways. You can either choose to evolve to deal with that pain or that obstacle a more efficient way later, or it can absolutely derail you and force you to go in the opposite direction. I've always said the way I view the world is that every choice made is the only choice you'll ever see. We will never have the ability to watch two people in a specific space take two opposite roads and see how they play out for everybody. And that's how the world works anyway. Perpetual motion, forward. The first finite resource is what is known as a moment. You will have certain moments in your life. Streamers are a little bit more blessed to have consistent moments because we're constantly sharing things with the chat, and the chat can interact with the stream sometimes and somehow and drive conversations one place. Maybe there's some pop-ups, there's some, funny TTS things that happen, blah, 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 whatever. Or, chat notices something and then the streamer notices it. Whatever. Then there is Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. There is the shock of The Undertaker losing at WrestleMania. You can't repeat that without the other currency, time. Time and moments are the same thing, which is why I categorize them as the first of the two types of unrenewable sources of living. The other one is the fleeting sense of ego. Time, moments, and ego. The greatest minds on this planet right now could be possibly regulated to some form of, I am poor and trans, therefore nobody in this society will accept me, and I have to survive, but I'm really interested in science. You will look outside of your window much different than a person who has $100,000 sitting in the bank and all their bills is paid for the next 5 years. It's just different. There are only but so many ego-driven characteristics that you can claim are unique to yourself before you eventually hit someone else's boundary, someone else's expertise. You will be judged and compared. That's just because that's the way the world works right now. I can't tell you that it was ever different. It probably was, but I didn't live back then. I live now. If you're not getting the reference to the time thing and the connection I'm about to make with ego, then maybe we ain't been around, so you should stick around. Right after we cut to some ads. We're back. Did you like those ads? Yo, imagine on YouTube if they actually run ads on this video. God damn it. Anyway, I fixed to believe that the ego spends its time trying to shave off as many layers of ununiqueness that it can. I've thought this for a long time. So when I was put into a position where I said I wanted to take on streaming, my ADHD, my neuroticism, my narcissism, everything about being an on-screen personality played into, let me look at the field. Let me see what other people are doing. Let me see how I can spread myself far and wide, but also not lose sight and track of the goal that I have in mind. Is it to be rich and famous? If so, there are but so many paths you can take. The ego also recognized there was a boom. Everybody was on Twitch in 2020. We was all locked up inside. It was the time to launch new stars. Other Twitch streamers have talked about how this is a top-down, very front-loaded website for growth. You gotta make the collabs. You gotta talk to other people. Ego. Ego forces those who have the ability to launch others' careers and associations with them to live within a certain bounds and means of what they consider acceptable to their audience. You are never creating your own pathway. You are, in effect, taking what someone else is giving you. And there is not enough pass down in every segment, because there are a lot. And when I tell you there are a lot of 40K plus streamers out there, like there are a lot of hovering 10Ks, like 12Ks. There are a lot of them because there's a lot of users on Twitch. What is the point of what I'm telling you? We all know what just happened to Twitch in South Korea. Not saying it's going to happen here, but there is eventually going to be a wall, right? We're not doing this to turn over new viewers and have a dedicated fan base of watchers to a certain channel. No, this is whoever's hot right now, in one way or another, right? You will have your loyalty, but the majority of the time, the loyal people aren't the ones watching. It's the people who make a choice to watch you. Twitch is a live stream. If you don't match their schedule, they can't see you. They'd have to watch your VODs. Instead of watching your VODs, they could watch your YouTube videos. Instead of watching your YouTube videos right then and there, they could catch somebody who is live and interact with them because they like to interact with them. What happens when they get too old to interact with them? What happens when I'm not going to spend my time sitting here for 6 hours a day, like attached at the hip? As a matter of fact, for everybody who's probably 25 and up, it's almost impossible unless you like are on the internet and you spend your time on a computer. So for those who got jobs, kids, just having kids, divorces, like eventually younger people will get older. Now I know we all know this and that sounds like duh, the most obvious, but do you really know that? Because isn't it fair to say that some people could just pick up and leave and nothing would, like, they don't have an attachment to this if this site goes down. YouTube's a different story. YouTube is a catalog of history. So's this, but not at the expense of that one guy who owns it. Where's the commitment? Where's the brand loyalty? Once you hang it up, those people will have gotten older. They hung on to you as a specific live streamer. This website is what we're talking about. You, the personality, have only two things guiding you. The time that you're going to get before it expires, because it will expire, and how much of your ego has driven you to shave off all possible ends of... Now that I've finally gotten that out of the way, we can talk about what this has to do with Cenat. Cenat is the perfect example of draining the system into having power that eventually spitballs itself into, let's say here, hey, we want to grab a couple of streamers for a movie. Can you show us a reel of what they've done? News article comes out. Nobody knows who the fuck a live streamer is. Didn't that shit just pop off like 3 years ago? How long does this have? How long do you have? So by doing things like this, you continually perpetuate that maybe these people shouldn't have that much power and that much fame for as long as they can hold on to it. Maybe we should cycle it more. And then the system snaps because that's not how live streaming works. All you'd have to do is be conscious of these little tiny things, because these are very little tiny things. But now I can make assumptions about you based on the fact that you don't care about these little tiny things because you are in essence a child. All them children that watch you, they take that language and bring it out here. Now I'd like to remind you what's on stake for, like, you know, the rights of the people and the kind of Nazi kind of thing we got going on here. And the fact that Twitter is now owned by a Nazi. It's like just little levels of, hey, I know that people like to clip me out of context a lot. So even in the realm of me making a joke, I wouldn't say something like that.
Nigga, please. Nigga, please.
See ya.